Right off of US 95 here in Boulder City, I am walking on what is basically a defunct pet cemetery. This cemetery is owned by the city of Boulder City, which is right next to Henderson/Las Vegas. On this road right here, if you were driving from Las Vegas, you would take the US 95 if you were going towards Bullhead City, Laughlin, the border with Arizona. Not very far from the Hoover Dam, maybe about 10 miles, if that. The history of this pet cemetery is kind of murky at best. Basically, there was an article online stating that it is believed that people started burying their pets here in the 1930s. And it's also believed that a Boulder City veterinarian would offer pet burial services for $50. So basically, this land is, even though not officially a cemetery for pets, it is in fact a pet cemetery. So it looks like to me, from just me walking around here, that people just kind of come out here to bury their pets unofficially. Now, I don't know if people from the Boulder City Police Department officers are coming down here, or BLM rangers or park rangers or whoever coming out here to make sure that people are not burying their pets. But I would say, just from me walking around here for the last 30 minutes, I say when it comes to that, you can come on down and basically bury your beloved pet with no real consequences. Now, I'm sure there are consequences. There is a sign somewhere on this property stating that, do not bury your pets here. But I mean, come on, you probably have well over 500 pet graves here, and some of them are quite new. As of, even I seen a grave from 2015. And I seen earlier over there, people are coming back to put new graves on their beloved pets' grave, new markers. So this is probably what I would call a secret, if you will, between residents here in Boulder City and Las Vegas. And listen, if anybody were to come out here and bury their beloved pets, and oftentimes, and I always say this, people look at their pets not as pets, but as their own children, almost, if you will. And I don't believe anybody's gonna bother you. I think it's gonna be a-okay for you to do it. This tract of land right here sits on about an 85,000 acre parcel of land, which I believe is owned by the Boulder City, and it's basically a habitat for the desert tortoise. So this is going to be an area of land that's probably never going to be developed. If you see over yonder, that's a solar farm. Excuse me. I almost said wind farm. That's a solar farm, and basically it was a pact between a solar company and Boulder City to provide power to the residents of this city. And me just walking around here for whatever time I've been walking, some of these graves are, people haven't been here in years and years and years, and they've probably have passed themselves. And a couple are people still come out here and visit their loved one's grave. It actually goes back a little bit further over there. As I keep walking away from the highway, I keep seeing newer and newer graves. Now, I will say this: if you are gonna come out here to bury your pet, first of all, you didn't hear from me. You didn't hear from this video. And number two, if you do, you might want to bring a couple of your buddies. If you have a bobcat, great. If not, and you want to be covert about it, bring a couple of shovels and 12-pack of IPA. You're going to be out here for a while, because this ground is pretty hard. And it's going to take some work. And preferably you do it in the months that are not the summer, because it can get quite hot out here. If I were you, I would walk probably a good 5 minutes or so away from the highway. You and your friend come out here and bury your pet. Now, of course, hey, I gotta say it. You could bury lots of things out here. Things that you no longer need, you no longer use, that you no longer wanted around saying anything. There is rumblings that this site also used to be a place where the mafiosi would come out here and somebody owed a couple dollars, they didn't pay up, and they were whacked. Now, who's to say if that's true or not? But you can think that back in the, 30s, 40s, even the 50s and 60s and 70s, mafia, ran through Las Vegas quite a bit. In future videos, we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to be visiting some locations of note having to do with the underbelly, the wheelings and dealings of the mafia and how they basically made Las Vegas. But no, if I were you and I wanted to come out here to bury a pet, I would probably walk about 5 minutes away from the road, come out right here, and I would dig as deep as I can, because you got a lot of coyotes roaming around here, and if you don't bury it deep enough, your pet is going to be lunch for Wile E. Coyote. So you might want to look up online on things to bury with your pet, so the smell repels coyotes and other desert animals. And looking over here, I'm still seeing pet graves. And then, of course, this section, this pet cemetery, this unsanctioned pet cemetery, if you will, is cordoned off by this wire fence. So after this wire fence, I don't see any more pet graves. Kind of ends right here. But I would say that the further out you go, the better chance you have of not accidentally digging up someone else's beloved pet. So try to come out here as far away from the highway as you can get. And as you can see right here, this person has left some iced tea, twisted iced tea. I also got to say something that I shouldn't be saying anyways. And I do. This is something that I want to talk about really quick before I end the video. And that is the cost of funerals. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I think a lot of this, how I make my money by visiting cemeteries, that's how I make my bread and butter, But a lot of times people they don't have a lot of money. They don't have the financial means of burying their beloved ones. So a lot of times cremation is a cost-effective way to do that when it comes to taking care of our loved ones and their death and what have you, when that unfortunate time arrives. But I'm going to say this: if you came out here and you just paid somebody with a bobcat, pay them $500, maybe they're your friend, or maybe you just rent it and you know how to operate it. If you came right here, hey, you didn't hear from me. For all you know, I'm just a drunken lunatic who lives in his minivan. But you probably could bury your loved one out here and do either like a green burial, earth burial, whatever you want to call it, where you don't embalm him. And yeah, you could just do it somewhere right here. And I don't know, I haven't really investigated too many stories of people actually doing that. I do have a story of somebody that buried their loved one in a cemetery unofficially, but what are they gonna do? Dig them up and disinter them and say, you owe us $500? Of course not. And I would say, like right here, this would be a perfect place if that day comes where, when that day comes where, hey, what if you wanted a private burial spot for your beloved? Why not bring him out here? Why do you have to take him to a cemetery? You could take him out here to this unsanctioned pet cemetery, but that secret would remain between you and the Lord above. So anyways, if anybody comes out here to do this, to bury your pets anyways, listen, please, this sounds stupid, but please do not leave any trash out here. I understand like leaving bottles for your pets. I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about bottles that I see and stuff like that. Please take it with you. I don't see too much trash, but whatever trash I see, I am going to be picking it up. So anyways, that is about it. I am out of here. I will see you on the next video. If you come on down to the pet cemetery, it's unofficial. Remember, between us, this place doesn't exist. And Boulder City would probably not like if people came out here to bury their pets. But you know what I think about authority and the law sometimes. I'm not going to say it. I'll keep that comment to myself. Live, but that live still alive by the grace of God. Lamont at Large, the unofficial Boulder City Pet Cemetery. Come on down. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.